Hey y'all, it's Rick here with Uncommon Communion. It is almost midnight on, Wednesday into Thursday, because midnight would make it Thursday. And yes, I am recording another video instead of a written post for Thursday. And, I see this is becoming part of a pattern. And I guess, as it says in the AA Big Book, acceptance is the answer to all my problems. So I'm going to do my best to write. I do like to write. I do want to write. I feel like I can share more in my writing. But when I can't write or when I want to do something that is valuable, I think, for you to see or hear what I have to say, and I always appreciate your seeing and or hearing what I have to say, um, I'll record a video. But I want to post every day, and this is the way I can do it for tomorrow, Thursday. So let's begin as we always begin by recognizing, realize, celebrating, and affirming that we are always and everywhere in the holy presence of the more and each other. So I hope you caught the Epstein victims press conference and rally today. I had hoped to watch it live. Normally, on days when I am working from my home office, I can do that. This week is a day that I'm doing 4 days of training, including Wednesday, and I was smack in the middle of some training at that time. So, like many office dwellers, I guess, I was not able to watch it live, but I did see it afterwards, y'all. And the people I listen to, the people I watch, we're talking about the historic nature of this and the absolute gut-wrenching stories and the absolute outrage that should be developed in the American people. And I'm tired. I, I don't want to get rageful right now. So I'm just going to leave it at this, y'all, that if the Republicans, and they just need 2 more votes, they need 2 more votes to get this discharge petition, to get a vote to have the files released. If the GOP doesn't, it can't get those 2 votes. And we know Trump is leaning on people. I can imagine donors or threatening people. I mean, all kinds of stuff's going on behind the scenes here. If the GOP can't get those 2 votes, then I think we have to unabashedly call them what they are: guardians of pedophiles. I saw that on a sign the other day. I saw it somewhere else, and I thought, oh, that's cute. That's clever. But it's true, y'all. It is true. There is nothing grand about the party. It is guardians of pedophiles, because that's what they're doing. They are protecting men who had sex, and it is documented that they have done that. The victim said that. There's not a contest about this. The only question at this point, y'all, is who was it? Who is covering it up? How far did this go? How much money? And what is T. Rump hiding so much that it just is getting just insane? So I'm going to call my senators tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to do that today. I'm going to get that on my list for tomorrow and try that as well. Please do that as well. Another way that we can do things politically is through shopping, spending our money in places that support what we believe in. And I want to mention to you, I'm actually going to talk about 3 apps tonight, but I want to mention to you one in particular and then kind of just touch on the other 2. And I'll try to put links in the notes to each of these. I recommend you download them. Each of them is free, and each of them can help me in different ways. The first one is called Goods Unite Us, or the app name is just Goods. And it's not a great app interface. It's just kind of a microphone. It's a blue background. Not interface, but icon is what I mean. It's not a snazzy, catchy icon. But it is really a powerful tool, because what you can do with it is you can put in any number of national and even quite a few smaller companies to see how they donate money. First of all, to see if they donate money to candidates and political causes. And the app rates each company on that. And companies that donate more, even if they're maybe donating all to Democrats or all to Republicans or whatever, they get a lower score. Because again, the idea is the perfect score are companies that stay out of donations into politics altogether, right? Because that's how it should be. Companies, businesses, even even though the Supreme Court said otherwise with Citizens United, um, corporations do not have, they should not be giving to candidates or political causes, period. Period. But this app lets you see where companies are on that listing. And part of the reason I'm recording tonight is why things got late is because I went grocery shopping this evening. I had a 12-step meeting, 7 to 8, to had dinner after that. And then about 9 o'clock, I went over to do some grocery shopping. And I'm going to name check this store because I'm going to show you on this app what you can find out about them. But it's Kroger, right? One of the largest chains, grocery chains in the country, and it is headquartered here in Ohio, down in Cincinnati. And I went shopping today in particular because I had heard on the news that they were giving a 5% discount to anyone who is 55 or older. And guess what, y'all? I'm 55. So I'm double nickels, 5% for 55. Most senior discounts don't start until 60 or 65, but I did it. So I think this was probably my first senior discount that I utilized, and it's a $100 order, saved me $5. Not terrible. But part of the reason I went to Kroger is I went into this app, and I want to show you what it shows about Kroger. Now I know you maybe can't see the screen that well in the lights. I do apologize, but you can just see the red and the blue. Right? Slightly more donations to Republicans than Democrats, but they're even and they're generally balanced. All right. So that's what this app can tell you. It also, unfortunately, gets a negative 28 in campaign finance. Its combined contribution level is high. So this app is saying it's not a great place overall to shop if you want to send a message about getting money out of politics. Now, what about another local chain? If you live here in the Midwest, you know about Meijer. And in many ways, Meijer, I think, is kind of an alternative to Walmart. It is kind of a similar type, but less, just less problematic in many ways than Walmart. The problem is, though, when you go into this app and you see what Meijer is all about, I don't know if you can see this right here, but you see all that red? Yeah. 89% of their donations are to Republicans, 11% are to Democrats. And they get a negative 63 on campaign finance reform. So, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. But it's not surprising because Fred Meijer is, I forget which Meijer runs the company now. And it actually, I think, is a privately traded company. But he's a big GOP guy up in Michigan. So not surprising. But this allows you to make those decisions. The third grocery chain that we have here, major chain, is Giant Eagle. And I'm going to put that in. That comes out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So Giant Eagle. There we go. And Giant Eagle is similar to Kroger, slightly more blue than red. But it gets a 40 on campaign finance. So it actually has low contribution levels. So in my mind, of those three stores, supporting the causes I believe in, Giant Eagle would be the better bet of those three. So that's one app I want to recommend. The second app is also political in the sense that it's about sustainability and climate change. It is a really fun little app that I discovered. I don't see any pay in it, anything you have to pay. There's no ads. It's really pretty cool, and I'm enjoying it. It is called A World, like letter A, WORLD. And it does have a catchy logo. It looks kind of like a W. It's kind of a cool logo. So I'll put a link to that. I recommend you check that out. Lots of good information. It's kind of fun. Again, like I said, it doesn't seem to have any pay parts to it. The third one is one that I've been using for quite a few years. I kind of get hot on it, get cold on it, but it is a good personal app for me as far as just keeping track of what I want to do. Things on a daily basis that I want to make sure that I do, things to read, things to listen to, and so forth. It is called Habitica, like habit with ICA at the end, Habitica. And it's a really cool app. There are some pay aspects to it, but they're not really necessary. It's got a really good app and a good desktop interface. So if you like to do it on your computer, on your browser, if you like to do it in your app, either way it syncs. It has a watch version, so for Google Wear, probably also Apple Watch. That is a really cool app also. So the three apps that I am recommending, one is Goods or Goods Unite Us. Two is Habitica, or three is Habitica. Two is A World. Check those out, y'all. I think you'll like those. All right, one final thought before we wrap up in prayer. I always have to take my dog out at night, about 11 o'clock, 11:30, and I saw something really cool. When you pay attention as a planetary pilgrim to just the world around you, you see things that you might miss. And it is an increasingly full moon. I think it's about 60%, 65%. Full moon is coming up, I believe, over the weekend, maybe early next week. And the moon was out and there were clouds that were just about to pass in front of the moon. And that was pretty cool. And I just kind of watched, and you could just see the moon and the clouds. You see that a lot with sun and clouds, right? You can't look directly at the sun. Don't. But to see it with the moon is kind of cool because of the darkness and the contrast and so forth. So just wanted to share that with you. Again, when you are a planetary pilgrim, those are the kind of things that help you recognize that we are part of the more, that the more is within us, the more is around us, and that we are all connected to the more. So y'all, let's end as we end today. I said this morning with my sponsor. It was nice to open my day with him, and it's going to be good to close the day with this prayer as well. It's the Serenity Prayer. Hopefully you know it. Let's say the we version. Say it together. God grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thy will, O God, not ours, be done. All right. Hopefully we'll get a written post on Friday. I'm fingers crossed, hoping to do that. If not, I'll give you something. Appreciate your giving me your attention, your feedback. Give me some comments. I don't get a lot. Would love to hear some. And again, appreciate your being here. Blessing and good. Be bold. Be well.